Hey guys, today's VOD review is with a former AD carry main who has now switched to jungle. And the main reason he switched was he was wanting to have more impact, more agency, and he was just getting a bit frustrated with the AD carry role, where you kind of got to be very reactive to your team. Basically, your team initiates and then the AD carry gets to perform. So he really wanted to see what the other side is like, where you're doing the initiation, you're starting the fights, you're having that massive agency, and then you can kind of lose the games off that, but also you have a bit more push and pull over the outcome of the game. It's just a little bit easier to force, which is kind of what we want to look for in solo queue. And so you can see now we're doing really well, 78% win rate over his last 18 games, 70% win rate in his last 20, 59% win rate tracking on his fiddlesticks compared to his MF as a former AD carry main, and we've almost got him to plat, which is all really promising signs. The main parts of this VOD review that we focus on are how to close out leads, which is basically when you're a 78% win rate, but it's taking you 42 minutes to end a game when you're 11, 4, and 15. You need to figure out how to close games faster. And it's always deaths like post 25 minutes and what you're doing after key objectives like Baron, Elder Dragon, towers, and inhibs. Like, what are you doing to facilitate those? And then what are you doing once you have the tempo advantage, let's say, from a Baron? So I hope you guys enjoy this video. If you want to get coaching like this, if you want results like this, please check out the links below. I have a free Discord as well as private one-on-one coaching that you can book, just like the session you're about to watch. Cheers, good luck on the Rift, and I hope you enjoyed the video. All right, let's get into this. So the main notes were about what we've currently been focusing on, trying to figure out mainly if you could have ended it quicker. Is that correct?
Absolutely. This is really why I wanted to show you this game. It was like, it felt good, and it had that winning feeling.
Yeah.
But we just couldn't close it out. I'm like, I'm wondering what I could have done to. Sorry, it's a long one, so
yep.
You know.
That's okay.
Yeah, it's doing what you're doing is really going to be really handy because it just drags on. And I'm like, what are we doing? Why is this not ending? We've done 2 Barons and now an Elder, and it's like we're just not finishing the game. It's so hard.
All right.
I felt like I played with this Shen the game before. They were on the Jinx, and they weren't great, but they weren't terrible. So I was like, I sort of already had that knowledge. Yeah.
Interesting. He's gone from AD carry to top.
Yeah, to top.
Cool. This is very interesting, right? What were your initial thoughts here?
Initially, I was like, I'm going to gank this because I was like, I really need to punish this Caitlyn top pick.
Yeah.
And then I saw the Lee, and I was like, and then I think I saw Lee's CS, and I was like, what the heck? What has he done? Like, so I just went straight for his blue.
Now this is really interesting because he could technically get here in time. Yeah, he has time.
And I was thinking about that too, and I'm looking at the Ellie going, oh shit! Now Ellie's like, he's warned Ellie to come and gank me because he knows what's going on.
Well, that's good. You're hyper vigilant. Yeah, that's good. It's better than being clueless, so that's great.
Yeah.
No. You greedy boy! You were gonna go for the scuttle crab.
Yeah. I was going to, but then I turned into a really bad gank because of my scuttleness. Yeah.
Yeah, because you've taken too long to get here. So see how they're fighting right now?
Right. I don't know if I could have done that. Should I have just skipped the blue and gone gank?
No, I think you should have skipped the scuttle here.
Yeah, okay.
You waste 3 seconds. So like you'd be like here by now, and then your team can actually come, and then Lee Sin takes even longer to get here. And then you don't have this really awkward pathing because you're here earlier.
Yeah. I was just a bit like flat on my feet. I think like I was confused about the Jhin, and I was like, why has he got 12 CS?
Yeah. The Lee,
So I was like, oh, sorry, the Lee. Yeah. And I went, oh. like, should I be doing the scuttle? Like, like, should I be just trying to eat as much away from him as possible? Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, and I think none of the options are incorrect, right? Like you've taken one choice. So firstly, as soon as you saw Lee here, you could have just chosen to take both scuttles and not his blue, as an example.
Yeah, I don't know why I didn't take the I
Or
don't know why I didn't take the scuttle,
but
honestly. Maybe I hadn't spawned yet, I don't know.
but
I
all
can't
these
remember
options are pretty viable, like, right? It's more
that.
about you actually thinking about all of these at the right, like, all at once. So one option
Yep.
is just taking both scuttles. The other is going straight to his blue and a gank on mid, which is what you did. And then
Yep.
here you've got options again, right? Because now you've stolen his blue. So you
Yep.
can either choose to take this gank, but given you hesitated, what you could also do is just go scuttle, scuttle, and then his raptors potentially, or gank top again. So
Yep.
if you have some kind of instinctive feeling of not wanting to do this gank, it's also okay to trust that kind of gut instinct and not take this gank, because it looks like you hesitated and there was probably clearly a reason in your head that there was a hesitation here. So it's not necessarily wrong to just do both scuttles and go topside. But what I think you've done here is you've tried to do both.
Yep.
And now you've executed them both poorly.
Because I saw Ezreal's hit points, I think, and I was like, oh.
Yeah.
I mean, Jin's kind of offside, but Ali's just the, like, couldn't ask for a better peeler.
Good flash.
So,
yeah. That's the only flash you'd do to get out of there. So that's a really good flash.
Yeah.
Cool. They got a freeze. Now, the bad thing is now Lee can get both scuttles depending on how this plays out.
Yeah, and I was like, oh no, like, now I've given him the scuttles, and I'm like, nah, I'm just gonna, like, out farm him.
Yeah. Cool.
And then I see that, and I'm like, what the heck? He's trying to invade.
Oh god,
he's got so much on his side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you can tell he's clearly not track like jungle camp counting like you do.
Yeah. And I get flustered, so I screw up my W there, and like.
Yeah.
But then I'm kind of like, hang on, I'm sure I check his CS again. I'm like, what is going on? Like, he's just like trying to hyper gank.
Yeah.
Actually, I didn't need to check his CS because I knew where he'd been. Like.
Yeah. Oh no, he got caught.
Yeah.
Did we notice?
It really sucks. I did see that.
Did you want to check his health? He's taken a few turret shots there. Okay, you just go to take.
I'm like, no, it doesn't matter. I'm taking his. I'm taking this. I could have killed him.
Yeah, well, like, it would have just been good to move the camera. Because look how long he's there for. See that?
Yeah.
That's at least 2, maybe 3 turret attacks.
Yeah, I was slow on the draw there for sure. And then I was like, well, now I don't know what his health is, but at least I know I can, like, Yeah. That was a bit poor. But then he does this.
Excellent. Nice.
That's when I knew. I was like, uh-oh. Okay, he's a bunny. I was like, uh-oh. This could be... I need to take advantage of this. Like, he doesn't know what he's doing.
Yeah.
I was like, is this some sort of next level platinum stuff that I'm not thinking about with the 12 CS ganks? And I'm like, no, he's just doing a...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really good call not to do Krugs there. Both Kate and Yasuo were going to cover that.
Yes, I was like, oh, Kate's disappeared. Yasuo's definitely coming. So I went, nah, I'm out of here.
Cool. Level 4. Good. Ari wants this. Let's see. Did you go for the red gank? Okay, you go for Kate instead.
I really went for Kate, yeah.
What do you think Ari's wanting to do here?
I didn't realize Ari wanted the leash. Oh, Ari's clicked. Because Ari was the really smart player this game.
Yeah. And you also kind of got to give something back to Ari here. Oh
Yeah.
no, and then Shen just TP's out.
I was like,
Yeah.
what do I do now?
Yeah. We're losing tempo. Yeah.
But this kind of works
Yep.
because
Well, you
I
get
get
the
a whole
wave
lot
at
of
the very
CS.
least. Yeah. Oh, such good positioning.
It's barely on, yeah. 'Cause I didn't even get the initial fear, so I had to Q straight away.
Cool. Just a small
Like if you
thing.
had shed flash.
Yeah, just a small thing here because you've min-maxed. What's your pathing here? Like, really, what do you think your pathing should be? It should be like that, right? Like, or
Right.
like that, right? But you'll actually do this like L shape. And
Yeah, I wanted to get on top of her so that because I know she's gonna E, and
yeah,
I'm like, if I'm not body to body, she's gonna E out, and I'm
yeah,
like, that's all I wanted to do is just stand next to her. So
yeah.
that's the reason. Although I should have like, yeah, if any of those two arrows on the right would have been better because if she E's into the turret. So
Yeah.
good
And
point. Sorry.
and as soon as
Yeah.
you get
Oh god.
so as soon as you get in CC range, that's when I want you to go straight up. Like almost like a right angle, but you kind of do this like bend. Watch your
Right.
moving here. And this is just a nuance because like when you're versing really good players, you only just kill this K. Like you literally get the last second of your channel off.
Yep.
But see how you're like even coming across like this.
Yep.
Whereas you really should be coming up like a really hard angle like that.
Okay.
And you do correct. Watch yourself correct now. See how you're now starting to click up here?
Yeah, she nearly gets away, like,
Yeah.
because I've like the other thing I wanted to do
Yeah.
is like actually use my ult to clear minions, but it doesn't
Yeah,
work.
get both.
Like, yeah, it's not. It's me not knowing what fiddle can and can't do
Yeah.
there a bit. I was like, because if you, I've seen this when you're like level 12 or something, and you clear the minions quickly, and then the turret's automatically shooting
Yeah, the champ.
the champ. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it doesn't work at level 6 at all.
Yeah, cool. And the only reason I look at this is one, because you're climbing to like quite a high rank now, and two, you only just killed that Kate.
Yeah. Yeah, okay, so like, should have just like...
Yeah.
Yep, yeah, just that pathing is really important. Thanks. Ugh.
That's okay.
I'm still like, I think I know what I'm doing with Fiddle, I just don't sometimes.
Well, this is getting into like the nitty gritty stuff, but like,
yeah.
it really is kind of what you'll eventually need to focus on more. Nice work. He's level 5.
Yeah.
Cool. Oh no. Alright, why do we walk to blue instead of continuing the fight with Lee?
I see the Kate ult, and like, you know, I'm hyper focusing on like getting those Krugs, like my HP bars and stuff, so I'm not looking at what's going on. Then I realize it's just slow. I'm like, I eventually choose to do this fight, but it's me seeing Kate's ults, focusing on the grubs,
Yeah.
not looking at what's going on in the big picture at all. So I'm like, just slow and terrible. Yeah.
Yeah, and I really don't think you're used to seeing like a level 5 lead versus a level... So you're like not sure that you can actually just keep this fight going. Like he has
I could have
no
just
way
killed
to kill
him.
you. Yeah.
No.
And then you help Ari as well, which is what I was
Yeah.
really hoping you'd see here.
Yeah.
Which maybe you do eventually.
It's just this like, you know, do a U-turn walk kind of thing, and it's too slow.
Yeah.
And Ari has to like, you know, fight tooth and nail just to survive kind of thing.
Unlucky. Oh, Yasuo. What could we have done differently combo-wise?
I didn't want to queue him because he's already feared, like the fear thing's ticking down.
Oh, it won't work.
No, so it'll do like slightly extra damage, but see the little present wrap around him?
Yeah.
That if that's ticking down, he's been recently feared, so it won't do it. And then this is just disgusting by the Jin. I don't know why I didn't flash something.
They're really good shots.
I actually just went, I didn't think you'd get me
I've
there. Like
never
all
seen
four
that.
shots. Nah.
Yeah, perfect. Like literally perfect.
Yeah.
Cool. I really think if you just went for Lee straight away here, all this
Yeah.
gets avoided.
Absolutely. Like
Yeah.
he's level 5. He's got no business. Like
Yeah. And this is probably like, I don't know, like a 1k gold swing to whoever wins this. Because
Yep.
you die, you would have killed Yasuo.
Yes.
Yeah.
And actually, that's a really huge point. Is I give a huge shutdown to Jin, and Jin becomes like the person we can't kill, and
And
okay.
Ari loses a whole wave here, and then you probably lose Dragon. Shen's losing how many plates top? So
I'm starting to see why this game dragged on.
yeah.
Okay.
Because you guys are actually probably behind in gold right now.
Yep. Yeah.
Like you're probably ahead of the Lee Sin for sure.
Yeah.
I think the biggest thing so far is just you needed to abuse how far Lee Sin was behind a bit more than this. Oh, no. Oh, unlucky. It was a good idea.
Yeah, it's just me, like, I'm not really respecting the Alistair there at all.
Yeah.
It kind of came out of the bush, but I was like, I just needed to ult straight away and then do combo or something.
Yep. How else could we approach this gank so similar to last week's review? Is this gank on a timer? Like, what are we worried about here in terms of rushing and timing? Like, do you think this gank's on a timer? As in, you need to get here as soon as possible versus something like this.
Right. Yeah. I don't know. I think I was thinking like, oh, is Jin gonna be back? So I'm like, yeah, I can't get there because of those. I don't have any wards.
Yeah.
I guess that was my thought, but yeah, I really rushed this.
Yeah. I mean, also, wow, like, look at this. Maybe we should have altered here to begin with.
Oh, absolutely. Like, I just didn't think Jin would poke up like that. I was like, I was just slow on so many triggers here. And then I like, burned so much to not, get anything for it.
And imagine killing that Jin because you've said he's going to become a problem. If you or Ezreal got that, that would have been great for you and your team.
Because Ezreal did play pretty well in the end, but it was like, I think I actually gave the Jin a bit of a head start.
Yeah. And notice Yasuo, so Ari's still paying for that entire mid kerfuffle here. So notice how Ari is still really suffering, even though she's level 9 and she's doing quite well. Just from how mid lane has played out, she's really struggling. But great lane gank there. No ult as well. Really good.
Yeah. It's kind of surprised that worked. I guess Yasuo without any friendly minions is pretty... Any enemy minions, I mean, you can't move.
Yeah, and Ari's such a good lane to gank because of her 3 dashes. She makes everything so easy. Nice. Cool. Do we see Lee Sin bot here? We don't care.
I don't think I did. I think I saw that and then I was like,
Yep.
Okay. I've been spotted, gank off.
That's all good.
Yeah, I could have just taken Lee's camps. It's silly. I think... Yeah, I like this is the this is the spot you were telling me about. I was like, yeah, just hide there.
Yeah. Great gank. This is fine. Oh. Thought Nami was going to heal you.
No, I thought, I was like,
that was a really good combo by Kate.
Yeah, it was. I was a bit surprised.
Wow.
I think this is where I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Play with Ari.
Yeah.
She knows what she's doing.
Nice. Now, see how much tempo your team gets back? Look at bot lane now. Like, they get so much advantage from you guys winning that mid fight compared to the mid fight you guys lost just, 5-6 minutes ago.
Yep. And even Ari even sells this really well.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. Nice. Doesn't the game feel so simple sometimes when you change a tactic? Like, you just change now to focusing mid, and these ganks have just come, like, so naturally.
Yeah.
I also love how you're not scared to approach fights without your ult. Like, I know that's a common thing you're doing now, but it's just really good to see. Because when you first played Fiddle, you were really scared of fighting without your ult.
Without your ult.
Yeah, but now you're kind of understanding just how strong Fiddle is.
Yeah,
his ult, especially with your team.
CC is just crazy.
Yeah. And you're making the majority of your calls correctly. I think the two big ones were your two deaths, right? Was the not chasing Lee hard enough at that level 5, and then walking into that bush, with no flash. Good work. Okay.
I think this is like the only time a gank on Jin works. And even then, I'm like, no.
Yeah.
I've thrown my flash for nothing. I've got freaking
Proto belt, yeah.
Proto belt.
Yeah.
He was just doing a desperation flash. I was like, no, I'm not letting him get away.
Yeah. So I really think the biggest slowdown so far is literally just that level 5 thing. So there's not too much you could have done to speed up the game, yeah?
No.
I mean, you're in a
I'm
really
looking at the
position.
board, I'm like, well, every lane looks good. Like,
Yeah.
Shen maybe not on the CS, but...
When did they get Rift? What did they get Rift for? Okay, Lee took Rift for you taking drag in this fight. Okay.
Yep.
That's fine.
Yep.
Because I'm looking at, factors that can accelerate a game, so like Rift Herald, but you have no option really to get that.
Yeah, and I don't know, I just don't. After you told me about Rift, I was like, it is actually pretty crap. The number of times I've seen it just wasted, or it gets like, a third of a tower.
I mean, compared to drag, it's, really hard to justify. You only take it like what Lee did, basically, is when you have nothing else and you need to trade objectives. Or you're just so far ahead, you can get both. Cool. Good. Walking mid.
And this is where I was like, no, I'm playing with the Ari. Like, I want to watch Ari get get some attention, and then I'm gonna counter it. Something.
Okay, let's see how it plays out.
There's 2 mid, yeah.
God, Fiddle is so strong. You've just put 3 wards down, like...
Oh no, it's insane how much vision you can get.
Nice. Excellent. Our mid lane survives, hopefully. Never mind. Did I speak too soon? Nami dies. Ezreal.
Yeah, I was kind of like, there's a Shen on the map. Nami's next to an Ezreal. It's like...
he altered the Nami.
He ults Nami.
Yeah. And this is a choice you made, right? Like, we could have hovered mid and we could have gone bot. It's hard to know how it will play out. I do like the conviction of, like, playing around the Ahri.
Yeah, I saw Nami's ults and they just weren't
That
like,
good.
so they were sort of
Yeah.
the right idea, but they just weren't executed well or
Yeah.
something.
And
Like,
they they didn't have to fight here. There's no reason they should die here. Like, it's not like
yeah.
it's your fault they died. Cool. If you guys get this back, that's massive. Nice.
And it's just like, yep, it's the gank squad. Why not?
Well done. Oh, good reactions.
It's like, please come, Shen.
Yeah.
Stop farming.
Nice work, and you get it all back. So well done. What a great call. I mean, talk about accelerating the game. You just ganked bot and then made up for your team's mistake. That's really, really good. And then do we get the Atakan? Nice. Your ult cooldown is so ridiculous. It's 60 seconds.
It must be, yeah. Some
And then you
games
have
it feels like it's forever.
Yeah. Do you have Axiom Arcanus as well?
Yes.
Yeah, because I'm looking, your ult cooldown goes down here by 6 seconds. Like, just crazy. Yeah. Under a minute at level 13.
Yeah, it's pretty nuts. Like, yeah. It's if you're ahead with Axiom Arcanus, it almost feels unfair, kind of thing.
Yeah, and I think you've made the right choice by far to go for the Ari in terms of your selection. I mean, like, Ezreal coming late to this is just a bit of a testament to you chose the right person. Like, the Ari switched on.
Yeah. This was actually really scary. Like, I let myself get way low with the Atakan.
Yeah.
But I just forgot how much damage it does.
Yeah. Well, and Ezra wasn't there, right? So, like, you really need an 80 carry to kill Atakan quickly. So, like, the fact that Ezra took so long to get there is what really delayed that.
Right.
Oh, nice. Your team gets them off Dragon in time. It's good.
Yeah, I thought that drag was gone, and then they pulled them off, and I was like, okay, well. And then they just give it.
Wow. Good.
It was kind of weird, like, and this is the.
What?
This game was so, yeah. So this game felt so frustrating. It's like they're giving us the game, like, and then we couldn't finish it.
Yep.
I think this is where there's actually maybe a ward. There is a spot they can put the ward, and I can't quite cover the whole thing.
Yeah. Also, you ran into this trap, which gives vision.
I just totally messed that up. That was terrible.
Nice. Should be all good. I mean, this probably would have been a pretty good ult if you dodged the trap.
It would have if I just didn't see the trap.
Yeah. Mind you, Ari was distracted by Ali, so maybe they wouldn't have reacted to you in time, but that's not what you were thinking. Good, you are trying to accelerate the game. You're staying mid.
The Navi bubbles, the Navi ult is so funny.
Cool.
Yeah. It's like, no traps.
Awesome, what can we do here? What should we do to accelerate this?
Push the wave.
Yeah, good.
That would have been better, but I was hoping Jin would give me an opening there, maybe.
Yeah. Cool. I'd like to see after these Raptors, just sit mid with your... Unless red buffs up. It's not. Cool.
And I was like, I don't want... It's just going to take forever.
Yeah.
Alright, I'll go up here and, push the wave in, but it's not really where I wanted to be.
Yeah, I think here, after you've killed Lee and Kate, I think you should really be sieging for tier 2 here.
Yeah, okay.
Because when you think about what's going to accelerate a game, killing a support alley in top lane or breaking this tier 2. Like most games are ended through mid. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. It's just like.
Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly. I don't know.
It's okay though. Like it's not massive. You haven't done a major mistake. Here, are you worried about Ali cancelling you? Is that why you fear Ali instead of, let's say, ulting in?
Yeah, I'm not sure what I'm looking at there. I'm like thinking, oh, he's half health. Maybe I can just like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah,
It looks killable on a normal, like a non-tank's health bar, but it's like I'm just sort of baiting myself. Yeah, it's terrible.
And who's kind of more valuable looking at kind of your team's position and the state of the game? Yeah.
Lee and Jin for sure. Like I could just pop over the wall and like, you know, possibly proto belt Jin or something.
Yeah. And they also have like a really false sense of security because Lee and Ali just walked like this. So they're not thinking anyone's in this bush.
They're not even thinking, yeah.
And you should really use that to your advantage and get a really good ult. Because the whole fight breaks down.
I should have done that.
They all just run. Look, they see you. Lee Sin scatters. Jin runs away. Like, yeah, everyone's pretty freaked out. Cool, you guys got tier 2 though eventually, which is good.
I should have waited for Baron to do that blue. If Baron spawns, it turns it into the good one.
Oh, yeah. Okay, what have we thought here? Yeah.
I was like, how did he know?
Yeah.
Oh, because the blue.
The blue trinket, yeah.
Oh, I didn't see that, yeah.
Oh, nice bob by Nami.
Yeah. Alright, good luck.
Oh, you did try
I'll
and
give you
save
one.
him on the line. Good. What? Why did Shen come? Oh, no. Yeah. Damn.
Yeah, the Shen was just weird. I don't know. They did strange things. And I guess he kind of pushed bot and then went, all right, let's do Baron something. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's sort of the right idea. Same thing. It's like maybe not the perfect timing or right timing.
And traditionally in a game like this, you'd be expecting the Ezreal and Nami being mid to accelerate the state of the game, but they're almost slowing it down just because they're like the weaker 2v2. So it's a bit of it's a bit of a situation outside of your full control. Like, sure, you can look to gank it more, but as we've seen, you choosing the Ahri over them actually works out in your team's favor. So I think, you know...
Yeah...
This is standard league now where the AD carry has to go mid and Ahri has to go side lane. And so naturally, if you're ganking side lanes, you're just not going to get as much of a lead. But it doesn't mean you should... It doesn't mean you shouldn't do it. It just means the game might drag out a bit longer because side lane ganking is just usually not as impactful.
Yep. Oh, I blew my ult there. God.
Oh, he kicked you. That's fine.
He kicked, yeah.
Yeah. And also see how they're quite switched on here. So, Yasuo and Kate, their team's
I was kind of
really doing
hoping
the right
someone
things.
would back. I'm like, I can't back.
Yeah, not your job. You should never lose this in Hib turret. This is bad macro by Ahri and Shen. One of them needs to come back here, and it's definitely not you. So it looks like so far majority of the game pace is really kind of outside your control. You're doing most things pretty well.
Okay, as long as because I was sort of like, I felt like I could have done something to, I was just, apart from the early game mistakes, I think.
Oh no,
I
you
didn't proto belt.
Well, it wasn't. Oh, I guess it was almost up.
Ah, I've brushed it. God.
Yeah.
Look at your items before you do that. That's
Yeah.
terrible. That's my.
You would have got it. It would have been
Shouldn't
a
do that
really
being a
good
motor
ult.
player.
Yeah. Oh, but it works out. Nice. Cool. Excellent. What is your team's 2 choices here?
Baron or turret?
Cool. Let's see what happens. All right, you call the Baron.
I'm like, nah, Baron. I've seen too many sit outside the turret, never get in there.
Yeah.
With Ellie down though, like, yeah, that's probably the only thing that really stops us pushing in.
Well, also they've got 280 carries, so I would have said if Jin's dead, you can siege. Like 80 carries are generally the ones that make it quite hard to siege.
Yeah, Kate's actually a good
Kate's.
push too,
So I think the
with
Baron
her
is
Q.
the right call. But it also depends on what you actually do with this Baron and whether you get it or not. Nice.
I got a bit like, I didn't expect the leader pop up like that. I thought he was coming from the top side, but
yeah, he came way too early. He didn't need to. Yeah, and he panic smited.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, watch. See,
Oh,
he smited it.
Yeah, it was at 2000 or something.
Yeah, nice. Definitely not a very good jungler, that Lee Sin.
No.
But I think some of their champs have really made up for his lackluster performance. Like, even though the Yasuo is 1 and 6, he was able to get a top turret off you guys, which should be like illegal in theory. But yeah.
Kate's going for 300 CS.
Yeah.
Like, Jin and Ellie are just like working really well. It's just.
What? He's just guessing.
Yeah. No, he knows.
How?
There is one right up the top, like the very end. I'm like, what? There's no way.
Yeah, there it is. Okay.
So I've got to be really careful about where I put those.
Yeah, because your effigy looked like it was covering it.
Yeah.
Because you had...
I mean, it must have been spotted at some stage, because...
Yeah. Yeah, we just weren't aware of it. Cool. Now, this is interesting. So on the map, where do you think you kind of want to be if we're thinking about ending this game with Baron?
Mid? I don't know. Or maybe with the 80 carry.
Well, let's think about like what side of the map maybe is a better question.
Like in between the Ari and the... yeah, okay. Because I screw this up really badly, actually. Now I think I've found the reason. I remember this fight now. I know this is why it took forever.
Because all the momentum should be put towards both these lanes. Yep. And what you're doing is really only covering this, and that no one's here.
And no one's up there.
So quick check of the mini-map. This is kind of where you want to be. Anywhere in here.
Okay, yeah.
Because then you influence both lanes, right? Or you can quickly move to both lanes. It's the same principle as why you chuck the 80 carry mid. It's so they can go anywhere to a fight. This is kind of a similar situation. If you've got 2 pushing lanes with Baron, you want to be in the middle or able to easily access both. So either coming up bot or coming up mid, not coming on the outside here. Okay.
I think this is the core reason why this took 45 instead of 35 minutes.
Yeah, because if we think about
little play here,
what's the most likely next fight spot? Like, is it here? Is it here? Is it here? Like, it's going to be one of these two, right? Like, this is a very low percentage chance.
Yeah.
So it's almost like planning the future. Yeah.
I think I'm like autopiloting because it's like such a good spot.
And now see how Ari moves, and now you're like a fish out of water. You're completely stuck.
Yeah.
And you're going to have to force an ult that your team isn't thinking about. Cool. Awesome. No rush here. Oh my. Okay.
Yeah, I rushed this really badly. Caitlyn's headshot was like pretty much my health bar.
Yeah. You fought so hard for the Baron. What do we want with a Baron buff generally?
Oh, just a siege.
Yeah,
Like
we want a
just
siege.
let those big let the cannon just like
Do
tick
the
it
job.
down on
Yeah,
either side. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Ali did such a good job here. I just got blindsided. It's terrible.
yeah. And you never should have altered in, right?
And I don't know. And I like, for whatever reason, thought I had like an armlet or something.
Yeah, yeah.
So I
You
was just
thought you
going,
had
and
seekers
I'm
or
like,
something.
oh no, I've got Rabadons. Oh well, that oh, shit.
Yeah,
So just a bit of stupidity, and that's pretty much why it ends up taking forever.
yeah. And you guys just could have got 2 inhibs and maybe even ended.
Yep.
And now is your team gonna die? No, they don't die. Well, that's good. Cool. So you slow. Could you have ended there? Maybe. If you're still
Yeah, I
alive,
don't
like
know.
your team get both
Yeah.
inhibs. Kate's down for 30 seconds.
I think if I get a good ult on either the Jin or the Kate, like, you know, just take all that damage
Could be
out.
GG.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
Ari's
I
level
think so.
17. Shen's level 17. You got Baron. It's 32 minutes. Yeah, for sure.
Yep.
I think that's the
We're 27 and 11.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
it's just,
That's the moment. That's it.
that's why. Yeah.
Yeah.
I really think that idea you said about like being in between the, just being being on the right bloody side of the map.
Yeah.
That was huge, because like doing an ult from where the wolves are is like you can actually almost get both sides from there, sort of thing.
Yeah.
You can't, but like it's much better. You can just access, like you were saying.
Well, and it would have been great if Ezreal, Nami, and Ahri are all mid, right? Because then all the enemies come. Like, they're drawn like moths to a flame, right? If you're sieging
Right.
with Baron, the enemy is going to go to the lane where the most pressure is.
Okay.
Yeah. And so you can kind of then predict it. But yeah, you should
Yeah.
really, in a macro state, just think about the map split in 4. And like,
Yep.
you should always be in the right quadrant based on what your team wants to do.
Yeah, that
Especially
top
when you're
jungle
ahead.
is just such a nothing spot.
Yeah. I mean, it's better than when we've seen you farming these camps for 32 minutes.
Yeah.
So out of the 4 options, it's the second best.
Yeah.
And it still
But
works, right? Your team does get 2 inhibs, but it's more
Yep.
because of them rather than you. Yeah.
No, exactly. I just gave my life for nothing. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they had to waste a lot of resources and stuff to kill you, kind of, but yeah. Not ideal. Cool. And now the game's really stalled because you guys can't end. You don't have Baron. Yeah. So you're just looking. Yeah.
I was like, oh, not again. Like, these two are just so good together. And
Yeah.
I nearly die again.
Yeah.
Or do
How
I
do you
die
get out
again?
of
I
this?
die again.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Yeah. I was like, oh.
Yep.
Because I was hoping for a Jin gank there. I was like, oh, here we go, cool. But Harley's just like right on him.
Yeah. Well, at least this time you're in the right play. But again, I think you're trying to make a play with Nami rather than with
Instead
Ezreal
of Nari.
and Ahri.
Yeah.
Because again, we don't necessarily need to kill Jin here. We just need to get waves on turrets and push.
Yep.
But yeah, like this would have been great. You would have killed Jin if Ali wasn't there. But, you know, you're in plat, like gold. Like, supports are going to follow their 80 carries like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Particularly because I'm sure this Ali has gone, Jin is my best player. I'm just going to sit on him. Because that's Ali's job. That's what Ali as a support is designed to do.
Yeah.
Sit and protect the 80 carry. Disengage. And again, you create enough pressure for Ahri, but really, we didn't need to die to create this pressure. We could have just sat with her and looked for the kill on Kate that came naturally. Yeah. And now, because you're off the map, the team wants to end, but it's a 4v5, so it gets really hard. And it is a 4v4, of course, because Kate did die.
God.
Yeah, but...
I can't believe I even asked the question, why did this game stall? Like, it's just been my 2 stupid deaths.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think you forgot what you meant to do with Baron. Like, I think you got a little bit too hungry. And again, it's the patience. Like, you really didn't...
Yeah. I really tried to force that ult, and I was like, oh, we're so far, I'm so far ahead, we're so far ahead, just jump on them. It's like, it doesn't work.
Yeah. And it would have been great if you had Seekers, and so maybe you honestly thought you had Seekers Arm Guard, because last week you did go that earlier. And you made a very similar play in our last review, where you used Arm Guard in a similar gank to really force it.
Here I was like, no, please stop hitting me earlier, just hit the turret.
Cool, we've got a lot of options here. This is good.
It's just like Ari's threatening the throne, so like, yeah.
And you trust Ari, so we probably know she won't die here.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, so this is pretty good. Oh, never mind, she died. With ult. Well, that's... Oh, Shen. Nice. Well done by your team.
Yeah, they did well.
Oh my god, even Ali's going for it.
The Uzi. Yeah.
Cool. I mean, here it's kind of Ari's fault. You guys can't end right now.
Right.
Because, I mean, Ari's dead. And you guys should be sieging all together here, but you can't. Yeah. Cool. As long as we don't waste this Baron as well. I mean, you didn't waste it. You got 2 inhibs, but they got a lot of gold back because they just got to farm super waves, super minion waves.
Yep.
Yeah. Cool. Awesome. See how long it takes your team to group because Ari died? Like, look, half of Baron's gone. Like, that's why Ari dying there has really slowed this down.
Yeah, and I'm like, oh, are we really, like, not even going to get a tier 2 because the wave's back there?
Yeah.
She wants to, like...
Yeah, that's not how...
try to go through back door. I'm like, no.
Yeah. And you also still need the wave to get to the next stage, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm like, god damn it, just push the wave. Oh, it's only 1 minion.
Yeah.
It's just like nothing felt like it was working.
Yeah. Cool, and now you're forcing it. And now you're away from your mid lane, so let's see what happens there.
Oh god, I didn't even notice those Kate traps. What am I doing?
I mean, I think you're trying to bait.
I'm baiting it. Yeah. Okay.
It's okay.
I mean, we could have ended here. I was like, I'm not... Ali's gonna, like... he's gonna, screw up my ult again or something, so... I just wanted him dead.
Yep.
And then it's really scary. It's like, oh god, we nearly just lost the game there.
Yeah. Ali actually did a really good play there, like, and you'll start seeing this a lot more. Like, players will make really smart plays. And then really dumb plays. Yeah, so, yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
I really should have had, I mean, it felt like I should have had Leandries for Ali, but it's like, it's just the one tank against a really squishy team otherwise, but... Yeah. So it didn't feel like it was... Ari back, so I'm like, okay, I'll spend all this gold. Finally get my...
Majaha's nice. Good. Only problem is you're off tempo, so Ari backs, but she has TP, right? Which maybe you're not tracking.
Yeah.
But, I mean, you had a lot of gold to spend, but you've maybe delayed the game a bit longer.
Yep.
Because your whole team, see how your whole team's on the map?
Yep.
Good, and they're a good team, so you get away with this, but that could have been quite a high risk.
Right, if you're not there.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know what to do in that case. I'm like, I see Ari back, do I not back? Because I know she's going to just TP straight back in.
Yeah, but I don't think you knew she was going to TP. But yeah, that's what I would have done, because you could have just got that inhib a bit quicker.
Yep. Do you know it's so well positioned too?
Yeah.
It's like annoying.
Yeah, well, you have to think about your wins. It's good. You have to work for them. Oh, That looks so clean. Well done.
It works when it works.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah, I mean, your biggest issue with your wins is you just add 5 minutes every time you die in these critical moments. Like,
Yeah.
but that's, I mean, it's kind of just natural. Like, you're still 11-4, right? So you are overall playing really well. It's just like, yeah, if we had to pick something from this stomp, it's, yeah, you probably added 5-10 minutes to the game with those two mid-late game deaths.
Yeah. Yeah, see, even that last fight, like, I don't know, that just felt like it was teetering on, like, it was still 50-50. It didn't feel like we were 33-13, and I don't know why, with Elder buff. Like, it felt so hard.
Yeah.
I don't know, should I just, because it feels hard in a base because you can't get any surprises off, but, like, I don't know.
Yeah, I was
You
actually a
just
bit
throw an ult in
concerned
there
because
and, like...
you really pulled yourself away from the team here, but it's okay. Yeah. See how you correct? Like, going around here, I would have just... I know you're trying to avoid Jin ult.
Oh, sorry, what? I only had... I know, I'm trying...
Okay, sorry. I know you're trying to avoid Jin ult here, but I really just think you got to sit behind your team and just ult.
Okay.
Yeah, you don't really need to be worried.
Actually, I think there, when Ali, like, the EQ combo in,
Yeah.
that could have been a good ult behind, maybe?
Yeah. Well, but
Like-
again, you're in no rush, so it's fine. You've got Elder buff. You do kind of want them taking the fight to you, which they did. Like, Ali got desperate.
Yeah.
So I think you're just thinking this fight's closer than it is. Like, look how clean this fight is. Look at all your health bars.
Yeah, okay.
And you've got Elder buff. Like, yeah. I mean, Ari gets a little low. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, right. I think I was just maybe a bit, like...
Yeah. You just could have
That's what
done
I
this on
didn't
the
need to be,
first Baron.
yeah.
That's, I guess, the most frustrating thing is you
Yeah,
probably could have
okay.
done this. And remember that first Baron? I think I said 32 minutes. So, like, literally, we added, like,
Yep.
plus 10.
Just chuck 10 minutes.
Which is like, if you're on the enemy team, you're like, holy shit, I've got another 10 minutes to try and win this game. Like,
Yeah.
Like, yeah. But you guys did well. And it felt stressful, right? It did feel like that enemy team maybe could have brought this back. Like, you were clearly
Yeah, it
feeling
didn't feel like a stomp, like the scoreboard says, but, yeah. I think, having watched the replay with you, it's like, yeah, the positioning in that top jungle, when I should have been between the Ezreal and Ali.
Yeah.
Like, closing out, that's a key thing, like,
yeah.
I'll just think that next time I'm like, you know, we've got a Baron buff, like you've got a strong push mid and a strong push side lane, just get in between, get in the jungle that's like in between them so you can rotate to whatever.
Yeah. Really similar to the 80 carry rule of always sit mid. It's like, yeah, basically get between them. And you usually lean to one or the other based on a combination of like ally numbers and enemy numbers and what you think will get you to the to their base easier.
Right.
Cool. Yeah, just deaths in mid/late game. Add, +5, which is just 5 minutes. The enemy team has time to get back in the game.
It was only 4. I mean, I say 4 deaths. You shouldn't have 4 deaths, but like, yeah, it's just so impactful. Like, especially if you've been pretty like, I feel like, me dying there is just, it just takes away a lot of the initiative to get the turrets and inhibs down. So yeah, okay.
Yeah, and I think that Lee was also such a good example of like, you should have punished that guy way harder. And I'm not saying every jungle game is going to be like that. That's super rare. But when that happens, you should like jump on him and just like don't let him breathe. Like it should be illegal what Lee Sin did. He had 12 CS and he showed up top. You had so much tempo on him, and you did make a call to gank bot, like, and it was an okay call. We just kind of like tried to do 2 calls at once, which was the issue. And then again, when you were level 7 and level 5, you got kind of flustered with the Kate ult. Shen was right next to you, or like way closer than Caitlyn was.
Yeah, I think that was even because I even saw his like, you know, I'm really bad at like looking at the level numbers, and I definitely remember that being like, you're not even level 6. Like, what are you doing here? And not thinking to punish it, like just by killing him.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, Kate, and I just ran back and sort of hid in the jungle, but.
Yeah. And you're still like, I don't know, like what sports you play, but like you're kind of like playing soccer, but all you do is look at your feet and the ball's in front of your feet.
Sorry, man.
Oh, sorry.
The mic's cutting out. Sorry, man.
Sorry. It's like in soccer or something where you're like, when you're dribbling the ball, what you're doing right now is you're really good, but you're only looking down at your feet and the ball. And so you're only seeing what's right in front of you. But that was a perfect example of if you could have like just taken your time, looked up, you would have gone, okay, I need to get grubs. Then, okay, I need to kill Lee. And then, cool, we're going to then kill Yasuo off that.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's like 2-3 steps ahead. You're still just thinking of, you were just so focused on killing grubs, you didn't know what to do next.
Yep.
And your instinct was just get out. I'm scared of the Kate ult. Like, let me get my bearings and then I'll come back in.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, it feels like it.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, you're still doing really well. Like, we're picking out things in victories, which is like kind of the best thing we want to be. Like, that's the best position. Reviewing wins.
Yeah. I think it's good because it means you don't just like, you don't just win and not learn anything. You always learn something from losing, but like, yeah. That's really good to see that. And now it's like, geez, how did I not realize why that game went on? It's just that positioning was just terrible with the top jungle.
Yeah, and in future of games like that, just watch when you get Baron, and then look what you do with the Baron, and you'll quickly figure out why that game went for so long. Just look at like whenever you get Baron, Elder, or an inhib, watch anything after that, and that's probably the reason why it took so long.
Yeah, I'll definitely keep that in mind for like, because it's always been a thing with me. It's like just ending games. Sometimes it just feels like, oh, it's that easy, huh? And then sometimes it's like you've really got to like coordinate a push and slow drag it in, and then it barely works, kind of thing. But I'm sort of starting to see why that happens now. Yeah.
Wouldn't also, like, I was trying to point out moments as well where your teammates were slowing the game down, like the Ari example, like her dying while you guys got Baron. Never should have happened. You guys losing top tier 3 while you're doing Dragon, like you had 5 people on Dragon. Never should have happened.
That looked terrible. It's just like, no, we don't all need to be doing this.
So it's important not to be too hard on yourself. There are moments that your team will make mistakes as well. But